Hello, and welcome to Long Time No See, the podcast. Coming to you from Gold Diggers Recording Studios in Los Angeles, California. We'll be getting to know some of your favorite comedians a little bit better, and so will they. Each week's guests have no idea who the other guests will be, so without further ado, please remove your blindfolds and introduce yourselves.
Not a woman.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
All right.
I already heard the voice coming in.
Can I just say I feel
One of
like
the
I've
most
been
distinct.
tricked here? Like, this is one of my mortal enemies. I have so much dirt on this person.
That's fair.
Good to see you, Michael
Good
Turner.
to see you, brother.
Yeah.
How you living?
I'm pretty good right now.
Yeah? On the up and up?
Mentally sound, feeling, diving into new projects.
Mentally sound doesn't sound, that's not good for comedy. That sounds like you haven't written 15 minutes in a long time. Get mentally unsound, find the humor.
I'm one of those people, though, who I realize I don't function well when I'm not, like, from a place of, like, not doing great and
Yeah, that's fair.
desperation. I need to be joyous to be able to create the kind of comedy that works for me.
That's fair. That actually is your energy. I can really get some nice gold out of being in my worst place.
Most people can.
But then, well, that's when I create the humor, and then I make it really good when I'm happier.
Okay.
I write the joke, though, the core of the joke, when I'm at the lowest.
I understand that. I always find that my material, when I write it at that stage, it doesn't actually represent who I am as a person, because
Fair.
then I'm just coming from this place of lack, and that's not who I am.
I'm a cynical
free
prick.
spirit.
I'm a cynical asshole. Raised by an East Coast mother that talks shit straight to your face. It's all negative, and then you make positive out of it.
See, my parents were too supportive of me. I'm from Baltimore, but even still, they, like, as soon as I found what I wanted to do, like, as a comedian, they were like, great, go do that. Like, they better than what did you say you were going to do? Be homeless?
Oh.
Great. Cool.
My mom still doesn't believe in me. It's funny because she does. She's like my most staunch supporter. But, like, I love my family because they're so underimpressed with everything I've done.
Oh, see,
They're always
wish I
just
had
like,
that.
okay, dude.
My mom likes my material so much that I question if any of it is good. She thinks everything I do is the greatest thing that's ever been, and I'm just like, Mom, this is not for you.
Oh, dude, I'll murder for an hour. My mom will be like, did you have to curse so much? Why would you do that in front of I brought my friends here tonight.
Can I ask you a question?
No.
How? No. Okay.
Not for an entire
You know
hour.
what?
You
Never
can't
mind.
do one thing.
I'm just gonna do
That's the
my
only
45
rule.
minutes then, and this will be a monologue straight to camera.
What's your question?
How early on did your mom see you do comedy?
Oh, I waited a long time. I think, well, not a long time in a matter of probably, I think maybe a couple of years. So that's probably not a long time, really. But I know that I didn't even, like, try to tell any people that mattered to me that I was doing comedy for like a year or so.
Wow.
Or maybe like maybe 7 months is probably more realistic.
Honestly, that's a very smart decision, because so many people, like, they immediately want to be like, I'm doing comedy, and then all their friends come to their first show ever, which is the worst decision you could ever make.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, then they'll never come back.
Yeah. I was like, I wanted to be good, and I realized I went to a couple open mics, and I was like, this is really bad, and I was arrogant enough to think I could do it better, but I also knew that it would still be bad, so I didn't tell really anybody for a while. And I always tell new comics that, like, when you start, like, don't tell anybody that you're doing this.
Yeah.
For as long as you cannot tell somebody, because then the first impression will be way better.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but I did probably, within my first year, I did a competition that was kind of a bringer type thing, so that was probably my first time being like, come out.
I started with bringers, and I realized I knew I was getting good, because after like a year of doing a lot of bringers, nobody would come see me anymore. And then like 5 years in, I was getting on some really great shows in LA, and my friends were like, are we allowed to, like, come to these? And I was like, you could have come at any time.
Yeah.
You just chose to not be there because you were like, why are we watching 19 comedians do terrible 5-minute sets?
Also, you aren't going to come when you say you're going to come anyway.
For sure.
Or, shout out to LA.
There's always that.
But, and also, just real quick, this is blindfolded. It's so funny when you walk in the room. When you're a guy that, once I heard your voice, I was like, I know exactly what this is.
I do have a very recognizable voice.
Which is great.
Yeah.
I like that. In comedy specifically, and what we do, you have a voice that is like, oh, I know exactly what that is. That's super.
Honestly, I will take that as a compliment.
Oh, 100%. No, that's a very big, that's a high compliment. Because, like, I know sometimes, well, you know, you can sit in the back of the room and not know who's on stage. If you can decipher who that is by not visibly seeing them, that's huge. That's a voice on stage, right?
Yeah.
And you have that in life also, which is great.
I appreciate that. I mean, I know your voice, but that's because we spend enough time together where I understand your cadence and things like that. Yeah, I mean, if you don't know who I am on stage without seeing me, then you're not paying attention. You must be deaf.
Right.
Because
if you've seen you before, the next time you see him, it's like, oh, that's Hooper.
Just because I also I use a lot of dynamic volumes in my set. Like sometimes I'm very quiet, but a lot of times I'm kooky.
Yeah. No, it's fun. You have a very fun voice. You can do a lot with it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good because I'm very. I don't want to say I'm monotone, but deadpan has been described to me before.
But that's not.
But I use it
for sure.
Yeah, I know. Like there's a tool within that, but it isn't very. I don't do a lot of fun stuff, and that's intentional.
Yeah,
I don't like being. I'm a cynical asshole. I don't know if I said that before, but when I tried to do fun stuff, my family would make fun.
See, and
that's called trauma.
And I'm just a huge ball of love that wants everybody to be their best all the time.
100%.
And so being paired with a cynical asshole works perfectly for me. Although somebody did once call me a professional asshole because of all the roasting work that I've done, and I was like, that is a beautiful way to describe me.
That's good. Yeah, a nice professional asshole, a buttoned up asshole.
Yeah, there you
go. Just put a tie on your gooch. That's a professional asshole.
So obviously you guys have met before and are friends. Do you guys remember the first time you met? Where that might have been?
That's interesting. I would assume based on my background that it was in Phoenix, but I don't know.
It very well could have been. Because I used to do I still do a lot of shows in Phoenix.
Because I was the dude and I was kind of one of the guys in Phoenix that if you came through, I could throw you on some shows. And I feel like that would make the most sense to me, but I don't know. Maybe a festival also. It could have been a festival.
It could have been because when I started doing Phoenix, I started headlining in Phoenix, so I never actually did like features and open and hosting sets.
Where'd you headline at?
I first headlined at the
Stand Up Scottsdale.
Yes, was that Howard Hughes' club?
Yeah,
yes,
that's where I met you.
Yep,
had to be
definitely
because I was the host. That was where I got. I remember being like under a year in. And you'd just chill at Stand Up Scottsdale, which was like, I would call it a firm C club in the town. Not to disrespect what you were doing back then, but like
I was 5 years old, bro.
Yeah, it was like a nice if you're in that level and you can maybe move some tickets, but also he's gonna fill the room just based on it being having a good reputation in Scottsdale.
And I was in the side. I was headlining.
You did the side room,
but I was featuring in the main room at the same time, which was great because I was doing 20 in the main, 40 in the side room, 20 back in the main.
It was a great
2 nights in a row. I got to tell you a story from that though, because I'll never forget this.
This guy's a madman.
Howard Hughes is crazy.
Yeah.
He treated me okay,
Unstable.
But he definitely went on stage and. I was featuring for Arden Marine in the main room, and she said afterwards, she's like, from now on, you will go up before me, not Howard, because he would just be mad at people, and he would just just be belligerent toward them, berate the audience members, and they would then be in a bad mood for Arden, who's a sweetie pie.
He was one of the most masochistic comedians I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Because I've seen him, Howard Hughes still, I know he still follows me, and like, first of all, I always have love for him because I was under a year in, and I was sitting at Stand Up Scottsdale, and I was a younger comic that was like, I think I'm like, young comics that were actually probably better than they should have been that first year. I was like that. I was probably better than I actually had any right to be. I had a couple of jokes that I'd stumbled into, and it was working on stage. And I was under a year in, sitting on the patio, and he was the type of guy, he was chaotic as hell.
Yeah.
He wouldn't plan any weekends until like 5 minutes before he'd pop his head out of the room. And the outside patio, he'd see 5 comics, and he'd be like, I need a host. And then you'd go on. And so Jackie Cation was headlining, and I got to host that weekend in a sold-out room for Jackie Cation because he was an idiot that didn't plan accordingly.
Yeah.
And he points to me. I got to go run up there. That was the first time I ever hosted. And I did well enough where then I was, like, in the rotation. So that was the club that got me, like, in front of paying audience, paying strangers.
Yeah.
That was great.
His episode of Bar Rescue is legendary.
He was an insane person, and he taught me. I will never forget the perspective that I gained from him was, if this is the comedy club owner that I got to deal with, it'll probably tee me up to be able to deal with other comedy club owners because he's one of the most insane ones that I've ever seen.
It's that cokehead energy you always heard about, but I don't think there was any drugs involved in it. I think,
buddy, there was cocaine involved.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
That wasn't just Red Bull.
I was too naive to figure that out back then.
Oh, he stroked out too. Like he had a stroke when he was like a couple years into that club, and he had a good 15 minutes of stroke material. But it was also, he was doing like cocaine. Vodka Red Bulls were huge.
Oof.
I don't think those are things that have faded. I think that we know that those aren't good.
Espresso martini. No?
Espresso martinis are taking over for
those
that.
will
Yeah,
fuck you
because
up,
you used
man.
to just be at midnight at a bar and kind of fading, and you're like vodka Red Bull, and now it is espresso martinis. And then he was doing that, drugs, other stuff. Good guy.
Well, now I'm mad that he didn't
Honestly,
offer
and he
any.
gave me right. Yeah. There was some weird shit going on over there. Howard Hughes, legend. That's why I always assume that I meet most people from Stand Up Scottsdale because I was a regular in that club, and it was like it would be Arden Mirren, Pete Holmes. I got to open for early. Theo, like back when he was just figuring his shit out. Because I'm 13 years in, so this is whatever 12, 11 years ago. Pete Holmes, Theo, Normand, fucking Segura before he popped.
Yeah,
like
that's
all
great.
that shit. It is cool thinking about it now. They don't remember me from that because I was just that dude that was,
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be like, yo, I probably met you there. And it immediately goes to the most insane Howard Hughes story you've ever heard.
I will say, I do remember from that weekend, there was this dude that was doing a guest set, and we were talking backstage. I was like 5 years in, and I was like, hey, do you ever get nervous on stage? He goes, I never get nervous. I was like, I'm nervous every time, like before I get on stage. Like, I think you have to be nervous. He goes, I don't get nervous. He goes up and bombs so bad. He walks back in the green room. I went, you weren't nervous about that? And he gave me the dirtiest look.
He's probably not doing comedy anymore.
I don't think he
Yeah,
is.
that's a guy that lacks self-awareness.
Yeah.
And that lacks depth within jokes, and that's the key to everything.
It's super important to be aware of how you're doing. The people that just go, I crushed. It's
Yeah.
like, who are you listening to?
You should have been more nervous about that.
You definitely should have been.
Yeah.
I can get it started with some questions here. What was your guys' most recent bomb, and how did it compare to your worst bomb?
Ooh.
Yeah, you got that first? I got to think about it.
I mean, I can think about I'm trying to remember our really recent bomb. I mean, it's all about situation, right? Because like I consider like a bomb to be like people paid money to go see a show. Like I can think about like 2 months ago, I did a set where I went up with a really bad mood, which then translated to the show because they were being a little heckly and I started getting like mean roasty, which is not the way I like to operate at all.
There's a fine line.
And I actually went back to I got off stage after doing like 15 minutes and I wrote in my book, like in all caps, do not bring bad mood to stage.
Yeah.
But because I think about like what I think about is my worst bomb ever. And when I went back and listened, it wasn't the worst, but I was in Dallas, Hyenas, like 2021 maybe.
Okay.
And
The COVID?
it was
Well, no, COVID didn't happen
it
in
was
Texas.
yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
It was a little bit post COVID.
My bad.
Exactly. In a red state, nothing. But my jokes just weren't really hitting. There were only like 30 people in the crowd. It was a late show on a Friday.
Was it the main room too?
It was the main room,
Yeah.
yeah. We all know like late show on a Friday is usually regarded as the worst one because the people are drunk, they worked all day, now they're tired, and now you're doing a show.
Yeah.
And as the headliner, you're going up at like 11 at a minimum. So these two people got up and all of a sudden just like they started heckling me in this weird way, like commenting on my jokes. And then I was just like, why did you even say that? And this guy just suddenly goes, we paid $100 for this shit, and stands up, grabs his girlfriend, and then they just walk out of the room. And I'm left there going, okay. And I was supposed to do 45 minutes. I stayed on stage for an hour and 15 minutes because I was like, well, now everyone's going to suffer for this.
Yeah.
So
You doubled down on the pain?
I did everything I could to save the show. I brought people on stage and did like interview questions. I was in the audience.
You
I
brought
was
a trunk full of props, started doing carrot chops fucking 40 minutes.
I brought a dog on stage.
Yeah.
They were like, where did the even come
I had
from?
a unicycle at one point. Yeah, it is tough when you're doing it, and it's hard because as a comic, you're like, can I try to like really reset and save this, or I could like ride the wave and not double down on it, but not give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's what I sometimes do, and it's not fun for everybody. But
Do you comment
is
on
fun
it,
for
like
me.
when it's not going well?
No, I never do that. I hate when people do that. Because that's all. Well, it is the easiest way to get out of it, because then you can save a joke. But I always hate when people like didn't like that one, huh? Or like whatever, when they like comment on how bad it's going, it's like, no, do better.
My thing is, I remember saying, I was like, I will find something that you all can get into.
That's
I'm
fair.
going to keep pivoting until we suddenly agree
That's
and
fair.
we can align together as a
Right.
group.
Yeah, because this isn't as bad as you guys are acting, right?
Right.
It's like,
But it was so bad, dude. Like, real quick, like I got off stage and the bar the whole staff was like, "Hey, we're all going to drink at this bar." I was like, "Cool, I'll meet you over there." I went outside and called my wife, and I was like,
yeah.
"You love me, right?"
Yeah.
And she goes, "Yeah, what happened?" I was like, I just
Thinking about quitting.
This was a bad one.
Do you know Dr. Kevorkian's phone number? It was in LA actually. Sometimes I just have places out here that do not fuck with me. I wouldn't call
Just
it,
out
I don't
here?
know if, yeah, in LA I would say more so. Or well, Williamsburg, Brooklyn specifically
Okay,
hates
that's
me
fair.
as a community. I once bombed in front of no, I don't call them a bomb because I will pride myself in like being able to bring it back.
Yes.
Because a bomb is really fucking uncomfortable. But I bombed. The hardest bomb I had was in the last couple years was here in LA at Hotel Cafe. Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
And the green room is separated so much so that you can't really, if you're chilling in the green room that whole night before your set, you could not know a single soul in the audience, which is fine. But usually there's a scan of the audience that I do just to observe what's going on, if there's something specific that's going on, if there's a huge group that's doing this or that or whatever. And I didn't. I went out there blind, and I immediately, one of my jokes that I was probably opening with or doing very early was like, anybody gay here? And I come off as extremely, I'm not saying I'm more straight than others, but I think I present as just a straight dude that likes
hide it
fucking
very
football.
well.
Yeah. I think I could come off as a straight asshole that looks like he likes football and probably hasn't seen Brokeback Mountain. And the funny thing is, all of those are true.
Right, but that mustache don't lie.
Yeah, right. And but either way, when I said that, the way that I said it was probably more aggressive. And what I found out was everybody was gay. It was an entire 100% gay show. I don't know that. I don't know why it was like, it was probably not 100%, but I would say 90% of the audience was gay. They fucking hated me from that moment on
God.
so much because they were like, "Fuck this dude," and then because then you're trying to be like, "How do I tell you I fuck with gay people?" Like I don't know,
yeah.
I'm not a bad person, right? Like
If you take
I
out
was
the
just
whiff,
gonna do,
it might work better.
Yeah, right.
How do I tell you I fuck gay people?
Yeah. It went really bad. They hated me from that, and I was doing only 12 minutes. And I remember watching a buddy. The worst part of a bomb is always being aware that some of your homies are in the room.
Oh,
And
love it.
I want to say it was our buddy Torio.
Okay, yeah, Vegro. Yeah.
And he was sitting in the back corner, and I just looked at him, and he's just watching me eat, which is ironic because all those gay people got to see me eat a dick
Yeah.
for 12 minutes.
Whole bag of them.
And but I halfway through, it was going so bad that internally I was like, well, I can do this lighthearted last 5 minutes, or I can talk about how I think as a society we should bring back public execution. And I did that, and they fucking hated
Double
that.
down.
Yeah. They hated that so much. And you know what, though? I had fun.
Good.
I needed that. I remember thinking it halfway through. I was like, I don't bomb a lot, and I don't say that to say like. I think what I do is if I'm bombing, I have been able to figure out how to get out of it, in a way, which is a skill set that most of us have. Like there were moments in what you're talking about, you figured it out. Whether it was bringing a fucking couple of people on stage to get the action going again and getting the momentum back, where they trust you to be able to open their mind to laugh again. I'm usually capable of doing that almost always, where I don't consider it a total bomb. But that night, that was 12 minutes of fucking. They actively hated me.
I will say, like, you said Torio was in the back, and I personally, like, I always say I don't like watching my friends bomb. I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
No, it's the best thing in the world.
Watching somebody hit panic mode.
Yeah.
And then you can see the wheels turning in their head of what do I do in this situation?
Yes.
And anyone can kill in a packed club, anybody.
Yes.
But when you're watching somebody really eat it and have to truly figure it out so they're off of their coast mode and they're not flowing anymore, that's when I truly see who you are.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I think that it's that's the true who you are truly, because your back is completely against the wall and you have to create humor in some way. And that's why I do pride myself in being able to get out of those so often. And it is truly who that comic is.
Yeah.
What is their panic mode? It's fight or flight.
Yep.
It's completely fight or flight. And you could attack the audience, which I always think is, I fucking hate that.
I hate it too.
Because they just paid money to be here, and a lot of them have a 2-drink minimum or whatever. It's like, dude, they're coming $100 out of pocket. You're going to blame them for you sucking?
Yep.
They're here. They're literally trying to laugh. And I get that you can go like, you guys suck. If your you guys suck isn't with a punchline or something funny, then don't fucking say you guys suck.
Yeah.
Like, do it in a way that is a joke.
The worst is, that worked on the Tonight Show.
Yeah,
like
that shit
well,
is-
it didn't work right now.
That is so, and that shows you who these fucking comics are. Sometimes it's like, yo, that was how you got out of that,
right?
Because that was fucking,
I think you and I are probably both very stubborn people on stage, where we refuse to give up. Where we're like, where we're both of us are like, no, this might not be going well in the moment, but I'm gonna walk off stage sweaty as fuck, like I just got out of a pool, because I'm going to work so hard to win this.
I try to stay in the. Yeah, I'm a big. People always compliment me in a way that they say that I was in the pocket. And I know what they're saying because I feel it too, but I'm like very calm, collect. I can't be shaken too much. And in those moments, I try to remind myself to stay calm. Don't do the emotional thing where are you mad at these people? A little bit. But you also haven't gained enough trust for them to laugh at you, right? So figure that out and do what you can control. And so I always try to stay in the pocket. And even when it's not going well, when it's like a bomb, like that, where you're not getting audible laughter, I will always have people after that show be like, man, I fucking loved you. Yeah. And then I'm like, dude, audible laughter would have been cool. If you would have just laughed, as one laugh would have been dope. Yeah. But you usually, when I hate the set, I'll almost always have a couple people be like, I fucking love that. Yeah. And it's like, well, you could have just laughed. Thanks for this too.
That's great. If you guys were headlining a comedy tour with historical figures, who would be on your lineup, and where would you put him? So
if he could have kept his head on straight, I'd ask JFK. If I was gonna headline a tour with a historical figure,
with as many as you want. So you set a lineup, and you're doing a theater tour or whatever, arena tour.
It doesn't have to be a comedian.
No, yeah. It can be, though. I mean, that's sort of cheating, but...
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm trying to think of the show. You could have a variety show. You could have a lot of shit.
We've heard a lot of answers. We got Jesus. We got JFK earlier, too, actually.
I mean, JFK is one of my favorite...
I'd go with JFK Jr., but you're going to crash and burn on that one.
Come on. There we go.
What are we doing? Kennedy material? Come on.
Hey, there we go. I'd actually go with Lee Harvey Oswald, because I know he'd kill.
Yeah. Come on. I don't know, though. You might need a second person just to get it done.
Yeah, right? I don't know. Yeah, the sneaky assassin of Sirha. I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably get the Kennedys because they'd be a good hang. I'm a boozy boy. Yeah. Bobby was great. I also love. I'm an RFK Jr. guy only because I think it's crazy. We give him a hard time. He's like, dude, this guy doesn't trust the government. It's like, well, they killed his uncle and father. Would you trust the fucking government? This guy's really against the government. Well, I don't know why he doesn't trust what they're doing. That they fucking murdered his family.
You have a thing for presidents, huh? Like you do that whole bit about like being a president.
I love presidents. I love people that can. I think what we do that's cool is we are in a room of 100, 200, 300 people, and we are controlling that moment as an individual. The idea that you can rise to the top of that and not control like everybody, and it isn't mind control, but like you are somebody that is so captivating to the nation that they voted you to represent them, I think is an insane thing. Yeah. And it is very captivating to me how you rise to the presidency. And I think JFK was like one of the best at that. He was unanimously loved, and we fucking murdered him. And I think that that's interesting. That's always very dynamic to me. I'd also probably throw in like a fucking. I like Joel Osteen a lot, but I'd go OG Billy Graham would be involved. Like talking about like somebody that can kill a crowd. Dude.
That's true.
Dude, I love these people.
And
like,
they'll get a lot of money from them too.
100%.
Those ticket sales are going to be.
I think those guys are captivating to me. Joel Osteen will fucking dude. He murders. He does a new hour and a half in front of like 10,000 people every Sunday.
Yep.
And you know the material. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows the source material, and we're still shocked every week. Like, bro, I didn't even think of Corinthians like that. That's nuts, dude. Did you see how he flipped Revelations?
That's hilarious.
Those type of guys would be cool. And then I've been doing a lot of old history shit, and I love like I would get Marcus Aurelius out there and just kind of let him cook.
Nice, yeah.
For a little bit. Those guys are cool to me. Or there's a guy actually, a Roman emperor, because I'm from Cincinnati. Cincinnatus was a good dude because he was the last Roman emperor to be given unanimous power as a dictator and then relinquish it
Give it back.
and give it back. And he did it 5 times in order to save the republic.
Well, if you're going Cincinnati, I'm going to go Grover Cleveland, Christopher Columbus, Johnny Dayton.
I'm a Columbus guy, dude. He didn't know what was in those blankets. You know what I'm saying?
Probably. Oh, you know what? I'm going to throw Sandusky in there from Penn
Sandusky?
State.
Well, say what you will.
Ohio City.
First of all, no, that's Penn State. And then Sandusky, say what you will about that guy. He knew his X's and O's. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, not a lot of people were slowing down that Miami offense in 91. You know what I'm saying? So
there you go.
I respect the defensive coordinator when I see it. You know what I'm saying? I separate the man from the decisions he made in a shower.
Which is why Cosby is still your favorite comedian.
I mean, honestly, who's doing a better dentist bit than that? We've had 30 years to figure it out.
I got to see the dentist tomorrow, and then my least favorite thing about the dentist is that I cannot fucking talk during it because they're in your mouth, and all I want to do is crack jokes the entire time.
Go watch the Cosby set on that. It's one of the best. He literally has. Comedians don't do dentist jokes because of Bill Cosby.
Okay.
He has the dentist joke.
Okay. I'm gonna go home and watch it.
Because he talks about that. He's trying to talk to you. You can't talk to him.
Yeah.
But he's doing it more, rapey.
Well, sure. Yeah. You know, you don't want to go to sleep in the dentist chair.
You're gonna come.
Beautiful. If you guys were gonna see a statistic about your life when you died, what would it be? So you can see any statistic like how many miles you walked or, how many beers you drank or whatever.
I mean, this is going to kind of incriminate me, but I always want to know how much I've spent on drugs in the course of my life. Like, I think about, like, how, like, when I go, ooh, should I buy a new car? It's like, maybe if I hadn't spent all that money on acid, then I would have a lot more of it.
That's fair.
That's probably not the best answer.
That's a good one. I was going to say how many times I smoked weed because I remember I remember thinking about it at like early 30s being like from like 16 or 17, there was a day that happened in my life where for the next 15 years I probably smoked weed every day for 15 or 16 years. I don't do it as much anymore, but I was curious to how much weed I smoked. But also, what was I going to say? Oh, I'd like to know the exact ledger with which I am up or down in gambling. Because leave it to me to tell somebody. I'll be like, man, I think I broke even over life. You know what I'm saying? Overall, I'm pretty close to even, but I can't be.
Actually, I believe that.
I'd like to see where my exact ledger is because sometimes I'm like, all you talk about is, man, I won 3 G's in Vegas on roulette one time or something. You only bring up the positives. So I'd like to see how down I am.
I also, you know what else I would really like to know? Because I'm a live entertainment junkie. I would love to know how many individual bands, DJs, and comedians I have watched over the course of my life. Because that number's easily in the thousands, if not even the tens of thousands when I add it all up. And I would love to know just how many unique artists I have seen do their thing.
I'm a movie guy, so I'd like to see how many movies I'd seen. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I've seen an insane amount of movies.
Do you rewatch movies these days? Like anything new? Like anything new, I mean, that comes out. Like not like stuff that you used to watch when you were a kid or when
Buddy,
you were...
I just watched Mission Impossible twice last weekend.
Okay.
The new one. You know what I'm saying? I saw it twice over the weekend. I saw it the night it came out, and then Sunday I had to tell the people that we went to see it with that I didn't see it yet because I wanted to go again. I was like, no, I haven't seen it yet.
People say, is it really the best one yet?
No, it's not the best one, but
Okay.
it's like, I mean, even if it's top 5, I think it's like the 5th best one, and that is high regard.
Right, that still says a
Because
lot.
the worst one is still pretty fucking great. Shout out to John Woo. Didn't get it done, but I also blame whoever that antagonist was, the actor that sucked. I forget his name. That's how bad he was. He was supposed to be Wolverine, and then Hugh Jackman took the role. And then he took a role in Mission Impossible 2 and ruined that movie. But they bounced back. But no, I rewatch a lot of movies. I love rewatching movies. I love rewatching entire shows. I've watched The Wire probably 8 times.
I'm from Baltimore, so I've watched
Yeah.
The Wire a few times.
But I've
as
seen
well.
I've seen Mad Men 3 times. I love it, and I love it more. What I've realized is I fall more in love with it as I rewatch it, because you can just it's a great show.
It's
It was
so
a great
good.
show when you
Oh,
watched
man.
it. Rewatch it, and then you're like, because people are like, I'm not gonna rewatch a show. I know everything that happened. It's like, do you? Go watch the show, because I've
Right.
rewatched all these shows, and every time I'm like, damn, that motherfucker did do that. I didn't even remember that.
Especially when they're so dense, and
Yeah.
then you go, wait, so that thing that happened in season 6, they actually were setting up in
Yes.
season 2, and
Yes.
I didn't even remember that at the
I
time.
love it. And then
Yeah.
we're probably both people that are trying to write bigger scripts or bigger projects, and it's like cool to watch those things in that lens through the ways of a creator. And then the music thing, you've seen so many. What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite concert that you've ever seen?
I mean, I have to say that it was Hot Chip and LCD Sound System at the Hollywood Bowl in 2010, because that show is where I met a large group of people who became my crew.
Oh, nice.
Like my crew basically intersected with theirs, and they became my LA friends that taught me. Like they were like, oh yeah, we go to all these music festivals, we do this, we do this,
Oh,
and
nice.
and we suddenly joined this massive community.
So the
where-
music sucked, but the friends were great.
Oh,
No, I'm
LCD
kidding.
is like my favorite, but
yeah, I've never seen LCD.
they're so good live. But
I'm
also
sure.
it's because of what it means to me that all these people, like when you move to LA, you might know 1 or 2 people,
Yeah.
but if you're a comedian, you're probably just going to know all the other people in comedy.
Yeah.
Where I had this huge group of friends that had nothing to do with stand up,
Which is important.
So important. And that's the
Yeah.
reason why I will
We
always
call them
pitch
civilians.
LA. Man, some people
Do you have
do.
any civilian friends?
Yeah,
'Cause it's
we-
important.
Yeah, for sure. Normies.
People always hate my answer, but it's Kanye Life of Pablo tour. That floating stage.
Dude, well, here's the
Come
thing.
on.
I saw
I was under the stage, dude. I was like, this fucking.
I was at
crazy.
Coachella 2011 when he floated on the stage
Oh,
for the
did he?
first time. And I remember I was like, look, I'm never going to see Kanye again, probably. I'm going to get deep for this. None
Yeah.
of my friends came with me. And I just grabbed 4 bottles of water and a bunch of mushrooms, ran to as close as I
Sure.
could to the stage. And it was a stage show in 3 acts. And people at the time were like, this is probably top 5 hip hop performances of all time
he's-
when it had happened.
The shows were great. He
I mean,
put on.
yeah, and now he's writing songs called Heil Hitler, and I'm
Speak-
like, well,
speak-
maybe that's the second best tour
Speaking
now.
of a guy that knew how to control a crowd, I might have him open. Hitler will get the
Hitler
crowd
will
going.
get him going.
Say what you will, that guy was a good public orator. And I own a Volkswagen, and he got the trains running on time. So you got to look at the positives.
If your guy's voice popped into the heads of everyone on Earth, what would you say?
Oof. I want to think it's something positive.
Oh, dude, I was going the exact opposite.
I know you were,
way.
of course you were, but that just says
My
everything about us.
First thing I thought it was
Yeah.
shut the
Like,
fuck up and do better.
Yes, yeah, and you know what I
And
was
I think
thinking?
that's a great thing to say. Shut the fuck up and do better. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean,
Quit fucking bitching about your shit. I would probably go on a diatribe, but you know what I'm saying.
I mean, I would probably say like you are the best version of you that there will ever be. Like, which is just such a
That's
like.
not true.
But well, I
On
think
a lot of people, that is inaccurate.
maybe, but you know, you need to have that thought sometimes of you are the most you that you can be. So if you lean into who you are, then nobody can steal that from you.
That's true. But if you said that to everybody that you are the best you can be right now, that's a lie.
yeah,
Because
that's-
most
no,
people
for
are not
sure.
the best them that they can be right now.
Yeah,
They
no,
need to
not
figure
at this
that
exact
I
moment.
would
yes.
minimize that to just say, I would say look within.
Look within.
I used to tell people that always within comedy is look within, because all the answers are already within yourself.
That is very
People,
true.
especially in LA, I think that people oftentimes come to the city and they try to do what he's doing, she's doing, they're doing. But the key, especially in LA, but also in every walk of life, is the exact opposite. Don't do what anybody else is doing. Do what you do best, and you will outshine everybody. Because that's what the person that you're pointing at, you're saying, oh, what's he doing? He's being him.
Yep.
That's Dan. being Dan.
Yeah.
You need to be you. And because all the answers are within yourself, but a city like this will always make you try to look outside of yourself to try to change, to be better, or to be somebody else. And it's funny, that's the trick of LA. The trick of LA is literally don't do that at all.
Yeah.
Be nobody else but you, and be, to your point, the best you can be, and you will fucking cut all the lines.
Yeah.
Because everybody will be like, what the fuck is he doing different?
I mean, I think about that a lot, whereas anytime I've tried to emulate someone else's success and try to copy what they're doing, like, oh, okay, they're doing this with this podcast, they're doing this with this video series, they're doing this, it doesn't work because I'm not staying authentic anymore. Yeah. Like, nobody else will ever go on America's Got Talent wearing a unitard and a tail and roast all the judges, right? Because, like, nobody, and if I told anybody I was going to do that, they would be like, don't fucking do that.
Right.
Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
But you followed your intuition. But you looked within for the answers.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So,
because if you did ask 5 people, they'd all been like, "You're a fucking idiot, dude. Yeah. That's crazy."
Of course.
But now all those people are like, "Oh, damn, that popped."
Right.
Like it is crazy. Yeah. I would if I wanted to be nice, I'd say look within, and if I wanted to be blunt, shut the fuck up and do better.
Yeah, I do like that too. Do better for sure.
They're kind of the same, honestly.
Yeah.
Do better and look within, or yeah.
I don't know. Some people don't think looking within is that much better. They're scared.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard "Man in the Mirror" by Michael Jackson, but a lot of people don't love that song. They're scared. They're what they're so.
I mean, I've looked very deep within myself. So
that's why I think you're great at what you do, and I think I try to do the same thing, and I think it shines usually. It shines through. And people are like, "What's he up to?" It's like, dog, I'm just figuring me out.
I also say to artists all the time, when they're like, I have this idea, I'm going, great, create it, release it, stop giving a fuck. Create it, release it, stop giving a fuck. Good. I tell people that all the time because they're like, well, I want it to be better. I want to do this. I want to do this. It's like, okay, if it's some major big idea that you're trying to formulate, that's one thing. But if you just have an idea and just do it, just fucking do it. Just do it. Just do it. Stop holding on to it.
Release it, take the feedback, be better the next time.
Yep. Art is meant to be shipped.
Shut the fuck up and do better.
Shut the fuck up and do better.
Nice. If when you died, you got put in a room for eternity with people who died the same way, how would you want to die?
Oh. Wow. Damn.
Wow. I always think that, like, when I die, I want everyone there to say, we told him not to do that. Because when I, no secret, I had cancer a couple years ago, came very close to death, and people are like, oh, like, I thought, how'd that go? I was like, it wasn't going to be cancer that took me out. What a boring fucking way for me to go with the life that I have lived.
Yeah.
I would want people, I want something crazy. I do want something crazy, but that also those people would be self-aware and still fun. Like, I know you can't actually overdose on, like, mushrooms, but if you did, having everyone just tripping in a room together.
I know, because I'm sitting here thinking, like, I'd love to be, like, fucking skydiving or doing something extreme, but then I consider the room with which that is going to be, and I'm like, these people are probably kind of lame.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not lame, but they're just a lot. You're just like, would you shut the fuck up, dude? We all jumped out of the same plane. I don't know, man. It'd be tough because I like the idea of just dying peacefully, and I do think that. But that doesn't weed out enough people.
It'd be you.
I don't want to be
lot
around
of old women.
Yeah, I mean, baby.
Finally, a young one.
They'd probably be calm. They'd probably shut the fuck up and do better.
Yeah, that's true. They're just too busy knitting.
Yeah, right.
Giving you a blanket. You look
cold,
cold.
Right? I don't know, man. That's crazy.
That's such a hard question because then you have to think about first, how would I die, and then how all these other people die. Do I want to be around those people?
Yeah, I'd die if I died like defending somebody else's life. I'd fuck with those people.
Oh, that's a good answer.
That'd be good because I think those would be good quality people. Anybody that sacrificed their life in order to potentially save the life of others, that's probably good people for the most part.
I like that answer.
Yeah, and you get some pretty fucked up war heroes in there too, which is a spicy. They got some stories. You know
yeah,
you just be hearing about Nam a lot. But that'd be cool because there's some honorable shit. Yeah. You probably get some OG honorable motherfuckers from Trojan Wars and all that type of shit. Marcus Aurelius might have. I don't know if he died saving anybody else. But Caesar might be in there. Did he die? No, he just got stabbed.
Yeah, he got betrayed. So
he was betrayed
in that room.
What if I was betrayed? That'd be an interesting one. That would whittle it down too. If I was just betrayed.
Yeah.
You're with a bunch of bitter motherfuckers.
Just a bitter. Did you see Thomas down there? That weak ass motherfucker. Yeah, everybody's just mad as fuck in that room. That would be the worst room ever. Caesar's just mad at Brutus's little weak ass. Et tu? I'm sorry, that was too deep.
Not using a scale of 1 to 10, how attractive are you?
If I was food, I'm saying I'm some chicken wings, dog.
Are you?
I'm some good ass buffalo wings because like I feel like I'm somebody. I know the way that I've definitely outshot my coverage or outkicked my coverage or whatever with some women in my life, and what I know is that when I eat chicken wings, I'm always reminded how much I fucking love these things.
Yeah.
but when I'm not with like eating chicken wings, I don't really think about chicken wings all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm the type of motherfucker might sneak up on you and be like, remember me? I'm one of the best things you ever ate this week. You know what I mean? I'm one of your favorite meals in life. You could probably eat me every day.
Yeah.
And so because I found that I've been very fortunate to have dope ass chicks fall for me, and specifically the girl that I'm with now. And I know that it has to do with like, because I'm not like a 10 looks wise. I know I'm not supposed to do 1 to 10. You know what I'm saying? I'm not filet mignon. I'm not I'm not that. But like, man, when you eat some fucking chicken wings, I'm reliable, dog. You ain't gonna be that mad at me ever. If you're in a pinch, pick me. You know what I mean? And honestly, bro, if you pull up some ranch with me, we're gonna have a good ass time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And sometimes I might have your bowel movements all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And I pair well with domestic beer. There's a lot. And also, dude, I fucking crush football games.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much me. I'm some fucking chicken wings, dog.
Yeah.
I'm a dozen wings, man.
I think I'm like a 2014 Acura.
Oh, I like that. You went
Because, like,
car.
I will get you where you're going, but not everyone wants to be inside that thing. Like, not everyone's going to look and be like, yeah, I want to ride in that.
What year did you say?
But
04?
I said 2014.
2014.
Like,
That's
yeah,
actually
like,
that's
like
not
11
bad.
years older, you know?
I was gonna
like-
say I trusted an 04 Acura, but 14.
I had a 99 Acura when I first
those
moved
are
here.
good fucking cars.
Yeah, they were. That's the thing is, I am reliable and
Yeah.
I will be there for you.
Yeah.
But like from the outside, you're not going to be like, it looks okay. But
Yeah.
like, there are people that are like, oh, I really fuck with a 2014 Acura.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
because there's always a couple of those. When I used to have just the mustache and no beard or anything like that, and my longer hair, there were people that would walk up to me after shows and be like, I really like your mustache. I'm like, oh, thanks. They'd be like, no. I really like your mustache.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It reminds me of my 2014 Acura.
Yeah, just like
Looks
that.
like it's got some good mileage on it.
Yeah.
That's good. My mom had an Acura in my last couple years of high school. I used to whip that thing around. Very reliable.
Yep.
And honestly, if you needed it to fucking get going, dude, that thing got some zip to it, bro.
Oh, for sure. And I have some zip to me. That's
Yeah,
the thing. is
100%.
I am a person who I always want to go faster.
Yeah.
I always am just like, how can I increase my speed? How can I move quicker?
Yeah.
People always say, you walk so fast. I'm like, well, I got places to fucking go in life.
Right.
So I
And
don't have time to move at your
You
snail
also
ass
have the
pace.
option of leather interior.
Yep,
So,
for sure.
You
Yep.
know.
I had a tan leather
Do
interior.
you have a sunroof or anything? No.
I did have a sunroof, yeah. So I think this Acura has a
how's
little
the
sunroof.
how's the trunk? You got ass though.
Why do you think my skin's so patchy and red? Because I leave the sunroof open way too
There you
often. This isn't psoriasis, dude. This is open sunroof.
Acura, dude. I like it. That's a reliable ass car. Acura. I'll drive an Acura and get some fucking chicken wings. Call it a fucking Tuesday.
Goddamn
You know what
right.
I'm
I'll be right there with you, man.
There he is.
Those are perfect. Do you guys have any useless talents? Just like truly, this will not benefit society.
I don't know if it's useless, but dude, I can I can run some categories in Jeopardy sometimes, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
will not know. You'll be like, dude,
That's pretty
Turner,
useless,
what are you
yeah.
doing, bro? Yeah,
I don't think that's useless.
Well, no, because I would not do well in the game. I don't think I have the buzzer timing down. And then also, like, I'm talking category at a time. But then there'll be 2 categories. I'm like, dude, opera, bro? What are we talking about? But, like, I probably have the most, I'm a useless information guy. I can go deep on, what is it? I have, like, a breadth of information, but I don't really have a lot of depth of information. But I know a little about a lot.
Yeah.
And that it annoys people sometimes. But usually people are sometimes impressed.
Yeah.
Sparkle some information in.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I slacklined really well.
Really?
And,
I've
yeah,
seen this. You've posted videos of that.
I like my record for not falling off a slackline is 3 hours and 5 minutes.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, I was like, I got nothing to do. Like,
Yeah.
I'll just stay up here forever one day.
Yeah.
And so like it's not totally useless because it does center me and it really
Yeah.
is very meditative. I went to
It's
the
a
park
core
yesterday.
workout, right?
Total core workout. So while it's not useless, a lot of people are just look at that. Like I'll never forget Sebastian Maniscalco released a video a couple years ago of him filming a slackline park. He's like, what are people doing? People got time to be standing on ropes. Like, it's like, yeah, we're not.
Maniscalco could talk about anything, and I'm in.
I know.
Have you seen that kid doing him?
Yeah.
That's going viral right now?
No.
Oh, dude, it's great.
Yeah,
It's a sidebar, but there's a guy that's doing Maniscalco over like the nuances of life, and it's so funny. Dude.
I love it. Somebody once told me I got back from Thailand. I was telling him a story. They were like, "Can you tell this story as if you were Sebastian Maniscalco?"
Yeah.
And it was about putting my feet into a fish tank where they eat your skin.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I love those things.
they're amazing.
They're great.
They're incredible. And for me, because I have eczema and psoriasis, it was like an open buffet at
Yeah.
Golden Corral
Yeah.
with a fucking football
They
team
liked
in
you.
there. They were like,
Yeah.
like my
It was
friends
like
had their
Piranhas
feet in the
3D.
tank. Yeah, dude. My friends had their feet in the tank. They're like, no one's biting me. And I'm like, that's because my entire
Yeah.
feet are covered with these things.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so slacklining is definitely, it's good for me, but most people would see and go, that is a useless talent that you have there.
Yeah. I'll drop fun information about anything, dude.
I like
I'll
that.
tell you tertiary characters from 1990s films for days.
What is one thing you people wouldn't believe is true about you?
I don't know. That I'm a decent guy with a big old heart.
People wouldn't believe
Big
that.
old girthy heart.
That just cannot be true about Mike.
What I don't know. Something that people wouldn't know about me. I'm pretty much an open book. That's the thing. I feel like people believe most things about me, which I take pride in. I would say people probably wouldn't believe that my first concert ever was Rod Stewart.
Wow.
5th row. That's a fun one.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that weird?
Is that the first one you chose? Or like that your parents took you?
My father knew the stage or the tour manager for him.
Okay.
So, but like such a random, like a kid, a 9-year-old, just watching Rod Stewart just crush and kick soccer balls into the audience in 1990. I don't know, 4 or 5.
Mine was Peter, Paul, and Mary when I was 5 years old.
That's
But that's because
random
I
as
got
fuck.
taken there. The first one I chose to go to was Weezer and No Doubt when I was 11.
Oh,
First one I chose to go
Nice.
to was Boys to Men, and it got rained out
Hell
at Riverbend.
yeah,
Yeah,
but-
I know. Again, big old girthy heart. It's gonna make you come. But I don't know. That's an interesting one. What's your factoid?
You know, I thought of this the other day because I didn't remember that it happened until I was driving down south towards San Pedro and we passed the Alpine Village, and I remember there's just a little like German community thing down there, and I'd completely forgotten that in 2010 I went down there for Oktoberfest and I won a yodeling contest. Which,
Okay, I like
think
that.
People might
I would
believe
not
that about-
to win a yodeling. I would
won.
definitely see you being involved in one. And you took the W.
I took it, and I didn't even know I was going to do it. The thing is, all these people, they were like, hey, we're going to do this yodeling contest. People didn't go there for it, but people that were just there signed up.
Yeah.
And what I did is I went in and I made it into a rap. I was like, yodelay hee hoo, yodelay hee, yo, yodelay hee hoo, yodel. And I started just doing
love
this
that.
freestyle, and people just went fucking nuts. And I was just like, oh, shit. And
Again,
then I
something where
won.
if you ask 5 people if this is a good idea, they'd be like, do not do that.
Don't do that.
That sounds so dumb.
Yeah, of course not. But
But you did it.
But that's like full commitment. Just get in
100%,
there.
you have to. You have to.
go for it. No shame. No embarrassment.
So funny. Now that I think about it, telling people I've been to Ethiopia sometimes is a thing
Whoa.
that people would not think about me. It's just a random thing, but I was there for 10 days in 2020.
Just to go flex on how much food you have.
Yeah, I just showed them all my bank account and left. You ever heard of a U.S. dollar, motherfucker? But no, I went there. I had a buddy that actually through comedy I met in Phoenix, and he was from Gambela region of Ethiopia, and they would go back and help his village as much as possible. And we were faded one night in Tempe before I moved to L.A. And he was like, "Bro, we're doing it in January. You can come." And I was like, "Bro, I'll fucking come."
Yeah.
And I went. It was great.
That rules.
Yeah,
How
it
long
was
were you
very
there
cool.
for?
Week and a half, something like that. Couple
Nice.
weeks. Yeah.
Pretty rewarding.
It was awesome. Yeah, I want to get to a point in my career where I'm able to. I think we all want to get to a point where we're financially more stable with what's going on with our ticket sales and visibility and stuff. But when things get to humming, I know enough people in that community now where I can set up something. And it's the type of shit you go and see. That was the first time I ever saw, like, if you gave somebody a bottle of water, how much that can, like, change their whole week, month, like, in the most positive way. Because, like, the access that they have to running water or shit like that. Like, penicillin, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking give them some penicillin. Like, the way that we can help people over there is so easy. And I want to get something set up, and I know that enough people to be able to set it up in a way to streamline it. So it was cool.
Yeah, I mean,
good life experience for sure.
Volunteering in community service has always been super important to me. Like I do it weekly if I can.
Well, it's important to get eyes on it. Like, because like you can read a bunch, and you can read. It's like fucking Robin Williams telling Matt Damon, like, you think I know everything about you because I read Oliver Twist?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, no, go fucking meet Oliver Twist, right? Like, go get eyes on the shit. And it was cool to see. It was humbling to see, and it was dope. And I got, like, 2.5 minutes of material.
Yeah, well, and also, you got to put things in. That's the most important thing.
I think it was fun. It was the first time I was ever the only white dude.
You have to put things in perspective, for sure. Like, it's good to be the minority, like you're saying.
It was
but
crazy
also,
to do that, too.
It makes you go, oh, this club didn't book me? Like, who cares? Like, that's a problem for me? Like, look at these people.
Yeah. It was cool. It was good perspective. And, shout out to Ethiopia. That is something that people would be shocked with.
Dude,
you were
Ethiopian
shocked.
food fucking rules. Little
ripped.
Ethiopia here in LA, dude, amazing.
It's
the
good.
Jera bread, it's like a sponge, and you just grab a piece of it and just soak up this food.
I never knew about it, and then you sit in a circle, and like some lady comes through usually and just gives you just a pitcher of water to wash your hands. Everybody eats together, very communal. I remember one of the meals it was just a fish, bro, like that they had just got. Oh, that's the thing too. Like, if they gave you goat, it was like, yo, dude, we just killed this goat.
Yeah, for sure.
This goat was alive mañana. You know what I'm saying? In the morning, and it is not anymore. And so that shit was very interesting. But that food hit very fresh.
Yeah.
What would your opening line? Who's your celebrity crush, and what would your opening line with them be?
My celebrity crush is my girlfriend's a star. I'm not answering this. No, I'm kidding. She's Vietnamese. She'll kill me. No, I think she probably knows. I think I've told her. Mine is probably. I really love Ana de Armas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is somebody I'm into.
She's got something I like. This quality I love, and every woman I'm really attracted to, they have doe eyes and a bitch face, is what I call it.
Yeah.
Where they constantly look like they could just bite your head off after sex, like a praying mantis.
Yeah.
However, they have these giant eyes, and like Mila Kunis has
really
it.
put a lot of
Anne
thought into
Hathaway has it.
Yeah.
Jamila Jamil, who I fucking love, has
I don't know
it.
that one. Jamila Jamil.
She was on The Good Place, and now she has like she's very comedy adjacent without being like a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
But like there's something about it where if you look like you are going to destroy me in some way, I'm all about it.
Shout out to Ana de Armas. Yeah, she could definitely do that. Whatever her AI character was in Blade Runner 2049, I'm in.
Yeah.
And then my opening line would probably be, "I'm Mike. I put out." Just kind of see where that goes. You know what I'm saying? What are we? I'd probably say, what are we? I'd grab her by the wrist, maybe behind her elbow, and tell her, you promised.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
That's just crazy.
I'd go up and be
just
like
sexually assaulting Ana de Armas. Shout out to Cosby.
Once again.
No, I don't know what I'd say. Honestly, I'm usually able to figure it out on the spot, but I would definitely spark a joke. Say something dumb.
I'd probably walk up and just be like, how do you feel about people who have won yodeling contests
there
at
you
the
go.
Alpine Village?
Hey, Anna, you ever seen Rod Stewart live?
Yeah.
What about going to Ethiopia? What about you? Who's your celebrity crush?
I mean, I think I just said them mostly. I mean,
all
those people
those?
were I mean, like, yeah.
Anne Hathaway?
Like Anne Hathaway for
Did
sure.
you see, what was the one where she got her titties out with Jakey G?
Oh yeah,
that was a good movie, good film.
Yeah. She's done that a couple times.
Has she got him out there more than once?
There was this movie where she played like this high school
write this
badass
down.
or something like that. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah,
Sneaky tits on Anne Hathaway.
Dude,
you're not looking at her up and down like I bet that rack hits, but it's there. They're breathing.
I have this very specific style, like where like I follow very few hot people on Instagram because I don't want to open my social media and instantly want to jack off. Like I just don't want that. I want butts and stuff. Yeah. But I do follow this woman, this actress Camila Morrone, who was on. She was on Daisy Jones and the Six. Is the main reason I knew who she was. She's like the hottest person I've ever seen in my entire life.
Really?
Reminds me of how I felt about like Jennifer Love Hewitt when I was 14 years old. Like that level of just like.
That was.
You will be the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's something you can't explain to Gen Z about Jennifer. I mean, mainly because they're gay. But
right,
like,
sure,
it's like, dude, but Freddie Prinze Jr., you would have loved this guy. Jennifer Love Hewitt prime. Oh, well, what about Lacey Chabert in Party 5? Was like such a smoke show.
The two of them together.
It was crazy,
like,
bro.
Oh my god,
I was obsessed. Or Britney Spears, like before the downfall, was like just peak woman to me. It was great.
Yeah,
that's the sexual awakening of the night. Because how old are you?
39.
So I'm 38. Yeah. So like, dude, there were some spicy broads back then, dude.
And the thing
I'm
is,
sure there are now, but the way that you find them on Instagram is very weird. Back then, it was like, who the fuck is Lacey Chabert?
And also, you weren't overexposed. I had to there's a reason why I watched I Know What You Did Last Summer 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because it was the best fucking movie I'd ever seen.
I watched it recently, kind of rips. Still,
I watched it recently too because I talked about it. Yeah. It's not bad.
It's fun.
And there's a new one coming out. But really, we had to work to find like our people. Like, because we were at the very beginning of the internet when it was like, oh, you want to see Jennifer Aniston's tits? I hope you got 7 hours to wait before your dad gets home and 100%. Finds this thing going inch by inch.
And you got to check
the
TV guide and see what time it was on at night or whatever too. That type of shit, bro.
Yeah,
it was tough, man.
We had to work. It's too easy now.
My sexual awakening was Salma Hayek turning into a vampire.
Fuck,
like, you know what I'm saying?
dude.
You wonder why I get weird boners? It's like, dude, that's you know what I'm saying? My second one was Lola Bunny, Space Jam. You know what I'm saying? We had weird shit. We're getting off. However,
hey, that was a good one.
Oh, 100%.
Cartoon, but like there was a
Roger Rabbit, the Jessica Rabbit broad.
There was a female chipmunk on Rescue Rangers that I was.
She kind of had it going.
I used to have a blanket with all the Rescue Rangers, but I was just like, I would look at her at night and just be like, "You're so pretty."
Yeah, 100%.
Just looking at a cartoon mouse, dude.
Preach to the choir.
You just won $1 billion. What are you still not buying?
Anything for my family. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. That's probably the first thing I'm doing. What am I still not buying? Your bullshit. I don't know. What do you think? Anything come to mind for you? I'm trying to think on that.
Yeah, I mean, what am I still? There's with $1 billion because at that point I don't care about money. What do I really not need? That's hard. Like
I'm still not buying the money line on the Knicks winning the NBA Finals. How about that? Come on. I don't know. I would never buy. I mean, there's things that I just don't fuck with.
Would you still gamble?
Oh yeah, I would be
even
wrecked.
More?
Oh, 100%. I would be.
You'd be wrecked in 6 months.
Look, but life's a gamble. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely like. I still probably wouldn't go with Hulu. I just don't see the value there.
You know,
I'm a Netflix guy. I even have Paramount Plus at this point. The app is kind of funky. Peacock, I need sometimes for a couple shows, but Hulu, I'm like, I still don't think I need this.
I wouldn't buy super expensive clothing. Like, I think you can find everything you need in clothing for these
Ross just for less.
I mean, Ross is fine, but like I have a couple of nice pair
we're gonna do a lot of stuff here, but we're not gonna talk shit about Ross just for less.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. TJ Maxx, Marshalls,
TJ Maxx,
all my places.
TJ Maxx all day.
But I really like when people spend like I would never spend like $10,000 on a watch or something like that. Like I don't get that.
I completely agree with that. Jewelry doesn't make sense to me. I am very non-materialistic, and I don't know if that's just because I've been broke most of my life, but it doesn't. When I have had money, which I have had, I've never splurged on a watch. I've never splurged on any like fucking Cincinnati white boy. Some of my homies got the Cuban link shit going on. It's like I never saw the value in that.
My shit goes toward comfort. Like I would always fly first class. I would stay in the best hotels. I would eat because I've as a road comic, I have stayed in some absolute shit. You know, and I've flown middle seat in the back of the plane way too many times.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but if you win $1 billion, you're not doing comedy anymore.
Yeah,
because I've never met a funny billionaire. I mean, I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I mean, I would just all my money would be towards playing, toward like creating experiences. Like that's what I was thinking about.
I would go hard as hell. I would, the money that I would spend would be, I know so many creative people. I'd be like, what are we making? Mm-hmm. Like we'd really get some shit going. If I had $1 billion, I'd probably blow it all on a bad app that was trying to trump Netflix with comedy, and then we'd realize that good comedy is not something that the public wants, which they've been telling us for 25 years. They've literally trying to tell us that, and we're like, dude, what if we keep trying?
Right on. We'll go ahead and end with this one, guys. What change improved your life so much that you wish you did it sooner?
Oh, I could say that. I'll start that one.
Getting cancer?
Yeah, no, that was a side product. That was just an inconvenience. That was just,
slight setback.
Just took me out for a little bit. But no, I will say leaning into everything that I am. Like for so long, I kept I was going to all these music festivals and I was dressing in all these outlandish outfits and I really felt like free and unjudged and things like that. But I would keep that really far away from my comedy because I was like, I don't need this to be this on stage because people won't take me seriously. And what I found when I finally merged them together and started being more genuine, I thought people wouldn't take me seriously. It was the exact opposite.
Yeah.
If people were suddenly like, oh, this guy really knows who he is. And even if it's not, if I wouldn't dress like that and act like that, he clearly has a vision of what he's doing and a desire, a goal. And so I think you couldn't have told me that early on in life because like I just wouldn't have listened to you because I was so stubborn.
Yeah.
But just really leaning into who the fuck I am at my core. And
I think I'll echo a lot of that too because I think that is something that and again I think that's why both of us are very captivating to watch on stage. I'm obviously, like kind of hyping myself there, but I think I'm pretty damn good.
I think I love watching you on stage.
But like I think that's the aspect with which people connect is that you are so comfortable with being Alex Hooper, and I am so comfortable with being Michael Turner on stage, and that is something that I've realized too. And it's funny that you said like if you told your younger self, the thing is you wouldn't have listened.
Of course,
like
not.
I've my girl's niece is 17 now, and sometimes I'll try to we'll be drunk at their house, whatever, like, and she's not drinking. She's a good kid, but she's like around all these idiot adults, and I'll be telling her like, you just gotta look within yourself and blah blah blah, and I'm like, this is not registering to her, and it's not even her fault, because she is that age where you have to, the thing like that has to hit you in the face, and you have to do the changing, and I think that was one thing that I realized recently that I wish I had realized earlier in life was that part, but also not bang down the door that is so locked closed and is telling you that it doesn't really fuck with you, and I keep banging on that door.
Oh man!
And I think that's like an industry thing, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's something that this is like something that's more a recent realization for me, and some actions that I put into place. Go where you're respected. Go where you're appreciated. Lean into that. Because there are people that really fuck with what you're doing.
Yes.
And there are other people that have told you time and time again that they not only they might not fuck with what you're doing, but they don't respect you on a level that you should be treated in a way that like that you've earned. Because there's a lot of I've fucking earned respect. Treat me respectfully.
Yeah.
And this industry will fuck with you like that, but you'll be banging your head against a door that's been locked, and they've been telling you they don't fuck with you. But there's other doors that you're completely closed off to where it's like, yo, just go over there.
I always
they're
tell people
screaming
that.
for you down that hallway over there.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, we want to work with you. We want to do things with you. We want to enhance your life in a way that you could be more creative. Just follow that fucking hallway.
Yeah, we spend too much time trying. Like, there's all these people that want to dance with us, and we're looking at the one person who won't do it, and we're like, I'll just get you to dance with me, I swear to God. It's just like, there's all these fucking people over here that are saying, hey, I can two-step, I can Charleston, let's fucking do it.
And what you'll find is if you go down that hallway to those people that are fucking with you, they'll show you that there was a back way to that room.
Goddamn right.
You know what I'm saying? And and it's like, oh shit. I didn't even know I
Spit.
could go back that way. And all of a sudden, those people fuck with you, and they'll act like they didn't know that the door was locked. You weak ass bitches.
Yep. That's fucking wisdom right
Shut
there.
the fuck up and do better, bitch ass motherfucker. Look within.
Perfect ending. Thank you guys both so much. Where can the people find you? Instagram, YouTube,
I always point people to Instagram for me. That's my most active. At Turner Comedy on all platforms is going to be at Turner Comedy though. You got TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. Punch Up Live, I'm on there too. If you want to get some tickets going, I got tour dates coming out throughout the summer, but then also in the fall I'll be doing a whole other tour around the Bengals and NFL season and Cincinnati Bengals football schedule. So, but the easiest way, at Turner Comedy on Instagram, TikTok, and I got all my links there. So fuck with me there.
You can find me anytime you take a heroic dose of ayahuasca. I will show up. Now I'm hoopercomedy.com. Join my email list at Hooper Hairpuff on all social media. And I'm always out doing all kinds of silly projects and things like that. So I don't have any a lot of road dates right now. I've only got a few coming up, but find me on there because, I try to keep it silly.
Hell yeah.
Right on. Thank you guys both so much. Woo.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.